fresh poblano peppers stuffed with cheese is a classic in Mexican cuisine. We literally had this dish during our entire childhood, growing up, you name it. It just has imprinted in our lives. And if you're not Mexican, then you're missing out because these are Mexican flavors at their best. Now, I've already made this recipe in the past, and today just feels like a great day to remake that recipe. While the poblanos are roasting on a comal over medium heat and just flip them as needed, the goal here is to get them charred, blackened on all sides. They're gonna start to release their aromas. It's just a great process. While that's happening, let's get started on that salsa. I've got a pound of tomatoes. I'm just gonna remove that end off. Cut them in half. I also have a quarter of a white onion. I'm just gonna cut this one in thin wedges. And a serrano. Now you can add as many as you like. These are a little bit on the spicier side. A jalapeno is mild in heat. It is up to you. You can even add more if you want it really, really spicy. It depends on your preference. I'm gonna do a slit right in the center for peeled garlic cloves because we just love garlic. We can't not forget the garlic. Everything goes over a parchment lined sheet pan. Now drizzle these ingredients with a good avocado oil. I've preheated my oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. They're gonna go in there for about 20 to 30 minutes or just until everything is fully cooked and those tomatoes have nicely softened. All of these are ready. I'm gonna place them inside a stainless steel bowl. Turn off the heat first. And immediately cover it with plastic wrap. It's going to enclose the heat inside, allow those peppers to sweat so that we can peel that skin off. I'm only gonna give it 5 minutes because the longer they sit under that steam, they're gonna soften even more. I really don't want that. I just want the skin to release from that surface. While that's happening, I've got a small skillet over medium heat. Add a couple of tablespoons of avocado oil because we're gonna pan fry a corn tortilla. This is going to be for the salsa. And just let it crisp up, get golden brown on both sides. Peppers are good to go. They're still hot, so I won't be able to handle them. All I'm going to do is uncover them so that they don't keep softening in the steam because then they become really hard to handle. This is what I mean. We need to let all of that sweat escape out. And I'll just give them another 5 minutes so that I can peel that skin easily. These look great. Allow them to cool down completely. Now it's time for us to peel the skin from those poblano peppers. I can handle them, and I like to place a piece of plastic right under the peeling part because it's gonna be easier to clean up. I'll show you in a minute. Look at how easy it is to peel that skin. You might not be able to get all of it, and that is fine, but you know, try to do as much as possible. It's always a good idea to pick peppers that are even in size, that are not looking so wonky because it gets really hard to target those dips or holes in the actual pepper. Finally, enclose everything with the wrap. And here it is, easy cleanup. I love this little trick. I've got a trash can over here, so that's what's happening under this table. To prep these peppers, I'm gonna make a slit starting at the top and stop at the center. With a pair of kitchen scissors, I'm just gonna cut through the seeds without cutting through that stem. We have to keep it intact. And also cut through some of those veins because they're gonna be attached to the seeds, so you could easily tear that pepper when you try to remove them. I'm gonna leave the link to these kitchen scissors if you're interested because they make the world of a difference. And I'm just gonna spoon out those seeds. This is definitely optional, but look, I prefer to remove the seeds because that way they're not in the way when you're trying to enjoy a piece of cheese. And it allows for more cheese in there. Come on, you're basically making space for all of that goodness. Remove as many as you can. If you don't get them all out, that is fine. But we've got our incision almost intact. And that's the reason why I don't like to leave them in that bowl so long, because it can really soften and then it's just much easier for them to open up or tear. I've got 10 ounces of queso fresco. Another great cheese is panela. You can also do Oaxaca or even mozzarella cheese if that's all you have. Of course, you do want to grate those melting cheeses. As for these ones, they basically just soften inside the pepper. So we're gonna cut them into strips. These long pieces are gonna get cut in half. Before I start digging into that cheese, Nelson, we're gonna have to get stuffing. It is just one of those things that you just gotta have a piece of cheese whenever you're making these. But
you gotta have self-control.
I am having self-control. Just stuff them in there. Break those pieces apart if necessary. I've got half a cup of all-purpose flour sprinkled inside the sheet pan. Now, in the past, if you want to omit the all-purpose flour, I have made them with almond flour and it's worked great. It's a great alternative. But traditional chiles rellenos do all all-purpose flour sprinkled all around them. Just going to help that egg stick to it. And it's just a sprinkle. Just give it a quick shake to get any excess flour. And that is it. See, very thin coating. Okay, let's make that salsa. All of those cooked ingredients go into the blender. Remember to peel your garlic and remove the stem from the pepper. The corn tortilla. For the spices, I've got 2 teaspoons of whole Mexican dry oregano, half a teaspoon of ground cumin, and half a teaspoon of whole black peppercorns, 3 cups of chicken broth, and this one has no salt added, a tablespoon of white distilled vinegar. We're ready to blend until it is completely smooth. Let's start with that batter. We're gonna need 5 whole large eggs. Separate the eggs from the yolks and really make sure none of that yolk gets into the whites, because then it's gonna prevent it from actually fluffing up. So just literally scoop out the yolk. And doing this on transparent containers really helps a lot too, because you're able to see any shells that may get in there. My mother used to fluff those eggs by hand with a fork, my friends. She must have really had that arm strength. The oil has to be ready for the batter, so I'm gonna leave it heating up. I'll do 1 inch. And it has to get to around 325, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, a perfect deep frying temperature. Bring it up to temperature gradually, slowly, don't need to rush it. First, we're gonna start with the whites. Whip them on medium-high with the whip attachment until a stiff peak is reached. You do wanna avoid over whipping those egg whites. Now lower the speed to medium-low and add the yolks one at a time, allowing them to incorporate. Then stop the mixer as soon as everything has just combined. This batter should be light, fluffy, and smooth. Oil is ready. I'm gonna dip the first chile, make sure it's well coated. Into the oil it goes. And I like to do this in batches, so I'm gonna do 2 at a time. That way we don't overcrowd that pan. Look at how beautiful that batter just coats your chile. Once the bottom is golden, just flip it. And I like to do it with a pair of tongues. If that stem is secured and you know you can flip it from there, even better. But if it's not, I would suggest you just grab it from the sides and then flip it. Once they're golden brown all around, remove them, transfer it on top of paper towels so that we can absorb some of that excess oil, and continue with the rest. We are ready. I'm just gonna mix my salsa a little bit so that it comes together. I've got a large, deep pan set over medium heat. I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoons of avocado oil. Once hot, carefully pour in the salsa and allow it to reach a gentle simmer. Lower the heat if it's needed to keep it at a gentle simmer. Add a quarter of a bunch of fresh cilantro and cover it. Let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, now let's add salt to taste. Now, as you can tell, we didn't add any salt to the chiles rellenos. I mean, they're gonna soak up this wonderful sauce, so flavorful. So you definitely want the sauce to be nicely seasoned. Salt has fully dissolved. Now add in your peppers, your chiles rellenos. They've been waiting patiently on the side. Look at that. I love having a generous amount of sauce, salsa for my chiles. I'm just gonna spoon it on top so that they're completely covered. Keep them on a gentle simmer. Now we're gonna cover them so that they continue to cook. That cheese inside is going to soften. The egg is gonna soak up the sauce. It takes 5 minutes. This is fully cooked. Everything has softened. We are ready to serve. You can pair it with a few Mexican dishes like Mexican rice, which I have a recipe for. I'm gonna link it in the description area. But today I'm gonna pair it with refried beans, a cactus salad, which I am a fan of. You could even do a lettuce salad. It is up to you because chiles rellenos literally complement so many dishes. So you pick and decide. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about this. I already dug in. I'm not gonna lie to you because chiles rellenos are just incredible.
Chiles rellenos is one of my favorite because I love poblano peppers.
So good. Now this one? I mean, it just hits the spot.
Ooh,
We know
wow.
the flavors. We love the flavors. And these just come out perfect every single time. You have got to try them. We changed the setup a little bit, so I'm like, which camera should I be looking at now? So let me know, this one or that one?
This is
A
so
little
good.
piece. Because, I mean, just the combination of corn, tortilla, and chiles rellenos is it.
Well, let me just say though, the setup reminds us of the first chiles relleno recipe you did. That was like what, 3-4 years ago?
I'm not sure. I've done a few other versions throughout the years, but like the classic chile relleno, cheese stuffed, that I grew up with, I think it was a couple of years ago, yeah.
Wow. Did you eat a lot of these growing up or no?
We did have them a lot, but I think it was a way of my mom used to make chiles rellenos because it was inexpensive too. You know, it didn't require meat or anything that was on the expensive side. So I think she made the budget work with chiles rellenos. I remember that. And that was here in the United States. And Mexico, she did used to make them a lot, but I guess we used to eat them here more often. The budget was a little bit bigger, but then we still had to stay on budget.
The budgets.
Yes. Well, you know what, guys? I hope you tried this recipe. The full printable recipe is going to be available on villacocina.com. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review if you loved this recipe because it helps us immensely. A lot.
Thank you all for the support. We appreciate it.
So much. All right. Until the next one. Bye.